No. So what was the purpose of this one? Share the screen at the same time here. Did you all manage to create a database out of the information that was inside the solution?
No.
Not possible.
Actually, my Mac doesn't work actually, and Umar are going to arrange so I can loan window laptop.
Okay.
So just probably I asked to her if it is possible for today, so I can go and collect.
Okay, perfect.
Probably tomorrow.
Yeah, that's perfect. So you will catch up soon.
Yeah.
So what about this? Yeah, if you have a quick check on this one. If you start with we have been writing everything in the same file. We have been writing everything inside the program. So this is splitting up things more. So it's still the same, much the same code, but it's split it up into different files. So we're also going to start using that thing. So we're going to separate things more. We have been having everything in the same file and almost with the same method. So just to get started. So we're also going to try to have splitting up things into more files. But this specific blog demo, you will see it's also split it up in many different methods. We haven't talked much about method, how they are built up and so, but we're going to run an example. We're going to do an example with a card database. So we're going to create a card database and work with that. So do you have otherwise any questions about this blog thing? You were going to continue with this tomorrow and add some more things to it. So I'm not going to go through it any deeper now, but I'm just going to check with you if you have any questions about it. Anyone had any special problems understanding things or?
I was a bit confused regarding the connection string, so I've been terrorizing Ernst with questions about that.
Okay.
So in the blog demo, I didn't understand because it was so short. And when I checked it in Visual Studio, I got this normal long one that we looked at yesterday.
Yeah.
So, but it was true.
You mean this one? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But
yeah.
I tried it out on a Northwind example yesterday, and it worked to write this short way. So that was interesting.
Yeah, because there are a lot of things that are not needed when you are running in this environment, because you have everything on your same computer. So actually, the important part when we are running the way we are using it's just telling the server and the database. So that covers the most things.
Short and sweet.
Yeah. But we've been using we have been going through this, like in this case with the blog post demo, we have been going for properties and then copying the connection string. So in this case, you will see that from the database side, the connection string is much more text. I try to. It's complaining about it, but you see, this is the string I get from the database side. So when I go for the properties on the database, I get all these. This says data source, server is another way, so it's the same thing. And they have database, initial catalog we have, it's also doing the same thing. And then there's a lot of things that integrated security, true connection timeout, and a lot of things that you could set in the connection string. But the way we are working, we're just having everything in the same environment. We could use just having the server or data source and then the database or initial catalog. So that is in this case, it's easier to have it like the short-term one. So you're correct, Lenny. I'm going to remove this so it's not disturbing anything. So if you don't have any connection string and you don't know it, but you have the database connection, you could get from the properties of the database. So that's why we've been using it. Do we have any other questions? So I'm going to start a new Visual Studio project. So if you come up with any questions regarding this bloggy demo, so you could post the questions on the chat later on. So I'm going to create a new project that we could use. So if you want to follow along, you could do it also by coding, also code along, maybe the word it would be. So I go for console application still. Soon we will be using other templates, but another week or two for the console applications. So I'm just gonna name it ADO CRUD. We will have a look on what the CRUD thing is. So I'm gonna create here next. And also you did maybe see that the bloggy demo was running in an old .NET Core version. So maybe some of you got some warnings when you started it, so it was complaining about an old version. So it was possible to change the version of that. So we are running now .NET 5. There is a new one actually. .NET 6 is out now, but you need to have Visual Studio 2022 to run it. So we're going to run our examples in Visual Studio 2019. So we are using .NET 5. So we'll see if it's necessary to upgrade or not, if there's some improvements later on that we could use from the new .NET. But now we're going to run with this 5. And those of you that have upgraded already, it will most likely work the same way. So it shouldn't be a problem if you have a new Visual Studio. So we're going to continue here. I'm getting this message of bad network quality again. I hope there was no disruption. So what I want to do now, I want to connect to a database that I don't have yet. So I was thinking maybe we could create it from the Visual. No, well, we could go for the Management Studio this time. I'm just going to show you. You could do it with the scripting and things like that also, but I'm going to create a new database. I'm going to close down a little bit here. So we start up fresh here. So I'm going to create a new database and I'm going to name it. You could do it by right-clicking here on databases and new database. Hopefully. Oh, that was a good one. I don't know what happened, but it's thinking about something. Yeah, now I'm here. So I'm gonna create one called ADO or crude, maybe just something that we have easy to use. I add the date also. So you could actually right click on databases and press new database and you create it. Maybe do a refresh again. Yeah, it ended up in the bottom, I see. So we have here one empty database now. And you will see if I go for tables here, for example, it has nothing that I have created yet. So it's an empty database, this. So I could right click on the tables here also and go for a new table. And inside here, I have some options I could create a column at each time. So I'm going to do that. Just a moment, I had some notes on what I needed. So this will be I will name it ID. So this should be something that will be counting up all the time. So this I need to say what data type it is. Just like in programming, you need to say what your variable will be. So I'm going to go for an integer. And this will not be a null. It means it has to be something. So I'm going to click that away. And I continue to add columns here, like a brand. And this will be some sort of string. So there are a lot of the different types you could use, but they are all strings. So I'm going to choose something called varchar 50. And this could be null. This could be empty if I want. I don't care about it. So just continuing, and we could have model. We've been having models before. That could also be a varchar 50. We could go for a year also. We've been having year also in our examples. And this could also be an integer. This is, yeah, just going to continue here. So let's see next. I will try to save this one with a save button. And hopefully it will ask for a name. Enter a name for the table. So I'm going to name it car. I'm just going to check the chat. Do we have anything here? Nothing. So I go for car here. Like that. Let's see if I also have some. I need to just a moment. I want to have this ID to be so it's counting up all the time automatically. There's nothing now saying that it should be a new number each time. So let's check the properties maybe down here. I think there is. Would it be this one maybe? So this should be an identity. Yes. And increment is a 1, so it means it's stepping up by 1 each time. It's a new one. And seed is the first number. So I'm going to go for this setting also, and I'm going to need to save it. So hopefully this is not permitted. Stupid. Maybe I should have done it before. Anyone ideas? Do I need to do this again? I thought I could make it later on. I had a script also ready for this, but I thought I could show you right away how to manage doing it in the Management Studio right away. So let's see if we have something here. We have the car table here now. And I'm going to check again if I could change this property to be an. So this identity I want to be yes. And I thought that this would work for me. It's not permitted. You have the changes you have made require following tables to be dropped and recreated. So, okay. We do it like this. If I fail this one, I will do it from a script. I have something wrong with my. It's really slow. This should just pop up right away. I think that for save some time, maybe we should go for the script version. Because this is really slow. No, I think I will go for my script version. So we could try. I don't know if I could delete it either. As now it seems to be. Yeah, that one is okay to delete. So I'm going to close this one also. So now we have nothing left with this ADO. We're going to go. I have a script ready to run, so I could use that one instead. So here's my script for creating this one. So I just need to have a good name for this one. So we're going to go for this ADO and the date. So this will do the same thing that I tried to do just now. So I wanted to do it again manually, but there was something really slow with my Management Studio, so it didn't work properly. But this is a script telling that we're creating a database with that name, and we're going to create also a table named car, and it will have ID, brand, model, and year. And it also, you see that it has this identity, meaning that it will be counting up by one step each time you create a new post inside this table. So I'm going to try to run this. Hopefully it will not complain about anything. Yeah, there's already an object in the database. Oh, I'm lost. Is it Monday day? No, it's Tuesday today. What is it? Yeah, stupid me. I told one thing and made another thing. So we could do it again. I create a database with this name. And then I tell that I use this database. And inside this database, I create a table. So let's see if it's runnable, or it's maybe already created this section. We will see. Yeah. This was the worst demo ever. No, what's happening now is it's already created this part with the code, so I'm going to comment this away. so we don't need this section anymore. So we're just going to use the database. It's created with this one with the first run we were making, so that's why it was complaining. So otherwise, if you run this for the first time, it will work. Now we're gonna see. No, but come on. What is going wrong? I need to find out what's going wrong here with the. Maybe we should have a break for a week or so. We have this one here. This is a database I created, and it's already have this car thing here. Okay, so it's already created. It has been running in the background, so it was working for the first time. So actually, if I do it now right, I'm going to delete this one so you see that it works. So I'm not fooling you anyway. So I'm going to delete what's created now. And I go back for my script here. That will create this. We could go from the beginning here. So create this database, use the same database, and create this table. So hopefully now it will work. So I go for execute again. The connection is broken. I think I have something else wrong with this one. So sorry for that. I think I need to restart my I could maybe try it from Visual Studio. Something went really wrong. I'm gonna see that we don't have any, if it has created any database at all. No, it didn't create it either. So I'm gonna close down this Management Studio. So that was something actually wrong with it. So I'm going to try to run it from inside Visual Studio instead. So if this script works, I will put it in the chat so you could have it. So we're going to find my database here, or actually we could go for a new query on the my local DB here. And I'm going to try to insert a script here. And when I press execute here, it should create my database and my table. So let's try it. And you see commands completed successfully. So this is working actually, so there's nothing wrong with it. So maybe a restart of the Management Studio would have fixed the problem also. I'm going to add this to the chat so you could have it. Those of you that want to follow in the code, you could use it. First of all, I will try to find a way to add it nice. Sorry for the delay here. So you will have the script now in the chat. So you could use that one to create a database like I did right now. So we're just going to check the database, and we see that we have this now here inside my local DB. We should hopefully have a DBO car here also. I don't know why I made it DBO, but it shouldn't matter. We can check if you have some data inside it, and it's empty. So back to business. We could actually yeah, we just start. So I hope you haven't been scared yet for making something bad. So what we're going to do now, we're going to do something called CRUD. You think, what is CRUD? So we have, this is, the C is for create, and the R is read, and the U is update. You will most likely guess what the D stands for. So this is what they're talking a lot of in when you're working with database and telling that you have a CRUD application. So it means that you have all this functionality. So create, read, update, and delete. So we're going to try to have something that can do all these things inside our database. So I'm going to start with the C, with the create. So I'm going to do, I'm going to create two database, we could tell. I'm going to write it like this. You think, what does that mean? That is nothing. No, this is the method name. So I'm going to use Visual Studio here. Show potential fixes. Generate method. Yes, thank you. And you will have here, you will see, it generated a method for us. Now it's inside, it's not doing anything yet, but this code will go inside here. So inside here, I could do my coding for creating the database. So you remember from yesterday, we had all the things with we could do a console write line here, so we get something on the screen just telling what we are doing. Create data in car database, for example. So what we need to do, we need to have this connection string, you remember. And this one, where do we get it from? All the experts now. I hopefully have 19 answers in the chat right now. I'm going to check all the answers. It's empty. No one has been writing anything. So what is the connection string? How do I get it?
Properties connection string.
Yes, from this
Connection
database.
Data source, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I think you were right, Ala, also. So we're going to go for properties here. And we have the properties down here. It's a little bit small window now, but I will try to find this connection string for this. Somewhere, I thought I saw it. Connection string, here it is. So I will try to copy this one and have it within strings here. We will get the long version now, so I think Lenny's short version will do also here. And you see we have this problem that we had yesterday with it's complaining about this backslash. So you could solve it with another backslash, so you had two, or adding the @ sign in the beginning. So we could do this one like this, and then we have a connection string now. So this connection string we could actually use inside our code. So we're going to do like we did yesterday. We had this using section here. And remember, if you see other way, ways of doing this in some examples or tutorials. Yes, there are a lot of ways to do it, so this is not the only way. So we're going to create a connection here. We have the same problem as yesterday. We have problems with this SQL connection. So we're going to show potential fixes. And we're going to need to install the package because we haven't installed it yet. So choosing any of these other suggested things wouldn't help us really. So we need a package. And you know that we had some, we could use it manually from the package manager console in the command prompt way, or we could use it from the solution explorer by right-clicking on the project. But now we're going to use the help from Visual Studio. So we're going to do this way. So let's see if we got it. Yeah, we have it here now. And you will see it also added this using part in the top. So it made two things for us. So we could continue with this programming down here. Equals to new SQL connection. We're going to use the connection string. Knows where to connect. Going to make this a little bit smaller so we could see the code. Like that. We could go for everything inside is using. So we're going to do a connection open. So we have an open connection to the database. And we're going to do a command also. So what about this command then? We haven't done create yet, so we're going to use something from the SQL that is called insert into. So we could actually, let's see if I could do it from here. I'm going to go for a new query here, so you could see what is needed to write. So I want to insert into car. Does it complain about it? No. And we're going to insert into specific properties that are brand, model, and year. It's making year looking like that, but I think it will manage to do it because year is something that is used inside SQL also. And we want to have the values, like putting in brand could be Volvo, for example. Model could be an 245 GL. And the year could be 1980, for example. So this is the command that we're going to use. So this is SQL. And there's a link also today that is from the W3 schools that is really good for reading about all these things, how to do them. And we're not adding anything for the ID that we have, because we have this fourth property that is named ID, because that is automatically generated in the database. Nothing in the chat, so this is crystal clear. Perfect. So actually, we could try to run this to see what's happening, because this is what we're going to do from the code also. So this should work right away against the database. So I have the execute button here, so I try it. What could be wrong? Yes, everything. This is not my day today. So what did I do now then? Yes, when you're doing SQL, pure SQL, you cannot have the double quotation. You need to have the single quotation. So you see, it was complaining about the Volvo and 245. So hopefully this will fix it. And you see one row is affected. So if I choose this data window again and then do a refresh here, I hopefully have my Volvo now here. And you see, I have a Volvo here and I have an ID number 1 here. So you did see that I was writing with a double quotation around the strings. When you're writing pure SQL, you need to have it single quoted if it's a string. So there is something that could be wrong. If I want to have this in my code also, then I could do it like we did it yesterday, adding an SQL command. We're going to do another using, yeah. And this using will have this SQL command. And I'm going to name it just command. And this is equals to a new SQL command. And now we need to write this same thing as we had in the other window. So it's not exactly the same, but almost. I'm going to do insert into. I'm going to have the car table, and I'm going to tell what properties or columns to use. And I'm going to have a year also here. Now is the thing with the values. Not take it right away. So I'm going to do it like this. So I'm going to have brand with the @ sign before. I'm going to have model with the @ sign before. Model. And do the same with the year. So this is something a little bit special then. So I will show you how. So we don't have the values yet inside here, but we're going to add also the connection. Let's see. I'm I made something wrong here. Maybe like that. Yeah. And we're going to have the connection also that I missed yesterday. So we have this connection is part of the SQL command. So now we're going to do some code here. So we have another these curly brackets here. And now we're going to use this somehow, you know, with the @ sign and the brand, for example. So I'm going to use command. And we're going to use parameters and add with value. I'm going to tell that is brand, for example. So now I'm telling what brand will have for value. Now I'm going to do it like hard coded here. So otherwise you would have to take care of the input from the user. Now I'm doing it hard coded. So I'm going to create the BMW, for example, here. It will set the brand to BMW in this script. So you will see this will be BMW. So you cannot write it right away, the value inside here. You need to use the parameters thing. So we're going to do the same with the other three also. We're going to have the model could be 2002 Ti. Old cars for an old man. And this could be from 1978 maybe. So this, I'm mapping this together with a command here. So these values will be taken from the parameters. And we have one final step to do. We need to execute this. So execute non-query is the command for this. So hopefully this will do the work. So you see now I have this create database in the main menu here. So I will just crude cars, just some. So the only thing when I run this, I will see on the screen is crude cars, and it will say create data to the car database. So let's try this. So how do we know if this works then? Anyone? I'm just going to add also the console read line that I always have in my console applications. So how to check if this works? Yes, of course, you have to check in the database somehow. We could do it later on with the code also. So I'm going to run this. So it will probably crash like everything else that did this day. So far, so good. Actually, it says all these lines and it's waiting for something. So it means it's on this line. So it has passed the code. So we're going to have a look in the database now. So if we have this data window here, so we could just do a refresh. So hopefully we have two cars here now. And you will see we have this BMW also now. And it's getting ID too, because this is how to increment on the ID. So fantastic, it's working. So this is the create section. So it's a lot of code that is could be reused somehow also. So, but we're gonna do it easy and simple. We're gonna create new methods for every one of these. So I could go for the create one read from database. I could do this control dot generate not found. Yeah, do it like this. Try again with the control dot generate. Yeah, so now it's created my method here. I'm going to comment this away because we don't want to create a new BMW each time we run. So now we're going to create something that reads from the database. So how difficult could that be? So could we use anything in common from what we had in the create? Yeah, we could. We could actually copy this and make some changes. So the reading will not send in any parameters. It will just do a select. So I'm going to copy this code and we can do some changes. Now I'm doing everything in the same method. Like you see, I have the connection string inside here also. Normally you will have it in one place only. So, but we're going to do it now so you can move on to that step by step. So we're going to read data from car database. We have the same connection string. We have the same SQL connection. We do the open, but the command will be different. Anyone, what command should we have to get all the cars from the database? Asterix and Obelix. You want to go select star from the card. Yes. We could try it also with our code. We could actually do it in the same here. You have to be careful though that you select which line you are running. So I could do it select star from car. So this line will get all the information from inside the car table. So I'm going to highlight this one and press execute. Otherwise it will run insert also, so we get another Volvo. It's no problem actually, it would handle it. So, but now I just want to run this one. I could create a new query window also, so I could have separated them. But I will do this one. So you will see now that it's showing 2 cars down here. It's a little bit small, but hopefully you see it. There's no zoom on the result here, so. But it's our Volvo and our BMW that is inside. So we're going to use this command now for our code. I'm going to do a copy on that one. We go for program here. And we're going to have this SQL command. So instead of this long thing, we will just have select star from car. This star could also have been, we could have been writing the exact property names also, so that should also work. But this is an easy one, it's getting everything. And we don't need anything like what am I telling you now? Just the reader thing, we are not doing anything. I select, now I'm lost here, connection, using, yes, we're not going to add anything to this one now. So we have our command here now, and we're going to do, I'm talking in the nightcap again here. What am I going to do? A reader. I'm going to need a reader. So an SQL reader. So this was what we were doing yesterday, and it's not a reader, it's a data reader. I'm going to call it reader. And this is equals to a new data reader. No. This is equals to and execute reader. So instead of making a new reader, I could run this right away. And just like yesterday, we're going to catch the data from the reader. So we could do a while thing again here. So while reader still have something to read, it will continue. And we're just going to do an easy console write line, columns or something like that. So we could access the data from the position, or we could access it like Hadi suggested yesterday, writing a name inside the reader. I will show you that also. I'm just adding a space so we have not everything together. So you could also actually get the model, brand model. No, it's the ID first. So this will be, you could access brand like that. Instead of writing reader and number 1, you could have the name of the column also. And we go for the rest also. I could go for 2 there. It's and another one space. It's a lot of spaces now here. I'm going to separate this to, you will see it easier. So we could do it like this. Maybe easier to read. So we are printing out the data that we get from the reader. So each line we find, we print out the data. So we could actually try this right away, I think. Yeah. So it will go for this read database, and it will read all the data from the cars table and print it out. So let's try it. What could go wrong? And you will see, we get the information with the ID, brand, model, and year. So of course I could have made this more beautiful with the column and so on, but we're going to skip that part. So we save some time. I was thinking that we could manage the whole crude part here. So we're going to go for update next. The read can actually be there. It doesn't harm anything. So we're going to go update in database. And sorry, what did I do now? Right, this method. And we're going to have some code here. Oh, someone is writing like crazy now. No? It's only asterisks. So we're going to do this update, and this update is a similar more to this create. So I could copy the create again. Where did the create go? So the update will be using some parameters also. So we're going to go for update data in car database, and same, but the command is different. And the command will be like update or set. Then you could choose which properties you want to have that want to have data. So you could, for example, set that year is equals to, you're going to change one of the cars, 1975. No, that was not 1975. This is equals to where, I need to find also which, I'm going to do it in where, for example, ID is equals to 2. So what does this say? So it says update the car table. Set year equals to 1975, where ID is equals to 2. So this means that it will set the BMW's year to 1975. If I didn't have this where and run it without it, it will be year 1975 in all the posts in all rows inside this. So you need to be careful with the update. But by having a where, you're selecting which one. So this where could be anything. It could be searching for brand equals to BMW, for example. But then it would change all the BMWs to the same date or year. So we could try actually this one to see if it's working. So the BMW will hopefully get 1975 as year now. So we try it. And remember to highlight this if you want to, if you're having everyone in the same window. So run it, and it says one row is affected, and that's okay. You could check the data and do a refresh. You see it's 1978 now, and do a refresh. And it's 1975 now. So we're going to use this update code in our code. So we're going to change this one to update car, and we're going to set year equals to @year, where for example ID is equals to @ID. So this is the same approach as we had with the create also. We need to have these parameters. So we're just gonna have the year now as a parameter, or an ID also, because we're searching for something. So we could remove one of these lines and change this one to ID. And we could say that it's we could change the Volvo, for example, instead, setting to 1982. Because you remember the Volvo is now 1980. So we want to change that one. And the ID is 1 because the Volvo is in the 1. So this was pretty easy with the copy paste, not much to change. So we're gonna see, we have it here, update. So actually we could do a read afterwards also, just to see what has changed. So we first read the database and we get the values, then we go do an update, and then we read again. So we will see all what's happening. So let's try this code also. Oh, okay, it was too fast. So what happened now? I made something wrong, and I think you see already what I did wrong. It says incorrect syntax. You don't see exactly what it is, but you will see that it's on this line 35 that it's complaining. So something before is the problem. Do anyone see the problem?
It should be command.execute reader.
No. you see the year, and you know the year is it's not a string. There is a number. So we're going to try this again. So I was trying to insert a string into the database where it is an integer, a number. So let's try this again. What now? I'm talking too much. What? Am I stupid or what? Help me, someone. Could it be that difficult? Sorry, someone, could we have a small break? Just a 2 minute. I come back.
Yes.
Don't you see me, Ayad? Yeah, there were some problems outside our house, so I had to fix it urgently. I'm back now. I have still problems with the code, so that hasn't fixed itself yet. So we need to find out where I go wrong. Yeah, it was problems with the dog. It's a dangerous 2-meter high dog. No, it's a small one. So I'm trying to update something. And it's not doing what I want it to do. It's telling something about incorrect syntax. I already see something else that is a problem also. I had 2 problems inside here. So anyone, what's the next problem? It will be the is ID an integer? Yes, it is. So both ID and year are integers, but that's not the problem. The problem is in the line above. So something is wrong up here in this line. Does anyone find the problem? You will deserve the week's star. So it's inside here, the problem is. I'm not continuing before you find it. Should I zoom?
Double quotations.
Yeah, what did you say? This one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one is making it doesn't work. It actually says the message, error message, incorrect syntax near the right parenthesis. So it's giving you a hint what to look for. So this was the problem. It should not be there. So this is a little bit tricky when you have a command like this. You need to have it. It should be correct. There's no check for that. So let's try to run this again then. Hopefully it works this time. It's great to have a lot of problems, then you see that it's not working all the time. So what do we have now here? Actually, yes, we have this. We are reading from the database, and you see that the Volvo is from 1980. And then we do the update thing. And afterwards we read again, and you'll see that the Volvo has now changed the year. Saeed, you're having your microphone on. You want to say something? No. So this is working finally. So we have one thing left to go for you, and it's the delete. Could I fail with that one also? Most likely. Let's try it. So we're going to do a delete thing up here also. We could comment that way and go for delete. From database. And that was a bad name, DatBas. So I'm going to change that also accordingly. So some good code for this one also then. So we're going to do a delete now. I'm thinking we could copy the update actually. We could do it like this. And we're going to say that this is delete. Data from, it could be. And the same connection strings, same connection, and it's only the command and the parameters that we need to change. So delete, how does that look then? We could actually do it like this. Delete from or where I do it with our commands. And we go for ID is equals to something. I'm going to create one extra car here so we could delete it with the script also. So I do another run with this one. I'm going to run this line before, so I just add another car so we have something to delete from. So I run that one, and if we check the data now, we will have 3 cars here now. I have the Volvo here also. I'm going to delete it now with this command. So we're going to delete where ID is equals to number 3. So you did see that the new Volvo has ID 3. So this is the command, delete from car table where ID is equals to 3. So this will hopefully delete the Volvo. So let's try it. 1 row is affected. Okay, that sounds good. I check the data. Do refresh here. And you see, we only had 2 cars left here. So that was a good command also. So we're going to do that in our code also. So we're going to do the delete from car where ID is equals to ID. This was a really good copy paste. So I'm just going to remove the year because we have no use for that. And we're going to go for number 2, the BMW. We're going to run it right away, so hopefully it works. So we're going to read from the database first, and we're going to do the delete, and then we read again, so we will see the changes. So let's try it. So is this okay now? Yes, the first read, we have 2 cars. We do the delete. And the second read, and we have just 1 car left in the database. So we could easily double check, checking the data, do a refresh here. And you see, we only have the Volvo left. So this is actually our CRUD application now that is running. So where did it disappear? What did I do? Where did the program? There it is. I did something that I lost all the information from the Solution Explorer. So this is actually a CRUD database application. So we have all the create, read, update, and delete. And you see now we have been having hard-coded things. But you see, like if you wanted to delete something more automatic, or not automatic, more generic, you would pass in the values inside the method. So you will be using them inside the parameters instead. What I mean is that the delete from database could have like taking an integer, could be named ID, and that ID could be used here in the code. And you see that this also is requiring an ID now. So you could have your console application and taking the info from the user and passing on, like here, for example, number 1. So we know that the ID number 1 is the Volvo that is left. So if we run this again, we will end up here, and you will use the number 1 with help of this input parameter. So we could try to run this also to see that it's working. So after this, the database will be empty, but doesn't matter. So you will see that we have a Volvo when we start doing the delete, and there's nothing to show. We could have a message, no data in the database or something. Could have presented that instead. So I'm not gonna do anything more about it. So do you have any questions about this? Now you know what CRUD is. Sorry for the dog incident in the middle. But I got a leg stretcher and could solve the problem. So my brain was loaded with new oxygen. So any questions? Tomorrow you're going to do the same with the blog post demo that you had today. So you will add all the functionality to it with the CRUD. So if you're already done with that, the parts for today, you could start with that actually if you want to. But we had some links today and try to watch them and do them also. And there was also this link about SQL. We can see if I see it here. Day 17, yes, you have these W3 schools with SQL or SQL as some say. So you will see that if you go in here, there's all these commands that we have been using. We have the select, and they show you examples of how to use it and how you could try it also inside here. And we were using the insert into for creating, and you have examples of everything here. So this is a really nice page also with other things. They are explaining it in an easy way, so it's easy to understand. So we have all these updates that we made and delete and much more. We were using also the where. They are telling you how to use the where clause. So we will have everything inside here, but there's a lot of more things that we haven't been using, but the important parts are with the CRUD that we have been using. Any more questions? Or are you tired of me now? I take that for a yes. Lenny has been searching for a Who Let the Dogs Out video for an hour now. Did you see? Did you see the CRUD, Lenny?
Yeah, I had it downloaded already, so I was just adding it.
Okay, I'm just joking with you. Okay, so you know what to do rest of the day?
Yes.
Perfect. Maybe some of you are still dealing with the things from yesterday also, so just continue with that part. It's better to understand it from the beginning. So, but we are putting more and more information each day. So this week we're not gonna have any test or exercise at all. So you could rest this weekend. So we're gonna next week we're gonna do some mini projects again. We're still looking on your mini projects, so if you think why you don't have any comments about your solution, it's coming. So if no more questions, we see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock again.
See ya.
Yes, thank you, Matt.
Yeah, bye.